Welcome to the world of colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be making a gnome to continue our Christmas in July series. And this will be the last Christmas in July video that we make. And we're going to be making a gnome called Nicky Jingles. And this is what he looks like. He's a 25-inch long gnome. And he's Santa's helper for Gnomesville. We'll be making him today, and I have all the materials laid out here on the table. And in a minute, I'll come back and show you what you need to have to make this project. So what you're going to need is this red tree skirt that they sell at the Dollar Tree at Christmas time. It's a little glitter skirt, and we're going to use the trim on it for the gnome. And then you get this for $1 at the Christmas time. We're going to use two pairs as a two-pair package of the Gold Toe Lodge Collection socks. I got these at Kohl's department store. I don't know if everybody has a Kohl's department store. I don't know how far it reaches, but that's where I got these. You can use any socks that you want to. These have a design on one, and the other one is solid, which works good for the project. So we got those, and then we have the hair rollers from the Dollar Tree, so we can have bendable arms and legs. We've got some Crystal Frost glitter from Joann's Fabric, some tacky glue from the Dollar Tree, some jute. We're probably going to use a yard or two of the jute, and then we're going to do a 4x6 piece of the tan felt for his list. And then I've used these little star pieces to make the eyelets on his boots. And you might have to come up with something alternative to that, or if maybe you'll have something like this. A pom-pom, white pom-pom for his top of his hat, which I got these white pom-poms at Easter time from the little, see where I can find it here. These little packages of Easter bunny packages that you can make the Easter bunny. They come in white and pink. They're for $1 for all these pom-poms, and it's at Easter time at the Dollar Tree. So that's where I got all these white pom-poms, and I'm going to be able to use them all through the holiday season. So also you're going to need a black or dark navy blue permanent marker. You're going to need a gold leafing pen or some gold type paint to paint the pencil, the blending tool that we're going to use for a pencil, and we're going to paint it gold. So just whatever you have that you can paint that gold. I'm going to use a gold leafing pen. Then we're going to need some bells for his shoes, some rubber bands, some blush, a little bit of blush on his nose. I'm using a paintbrush to apply that because I don't want it all over his nose this time. We're going to use some flat marbles, some scissors, my glue gun, glue sticks, some firm hairspray, some polyester fiber fill, and then we're going to need for his hat, we're going to need two 8x9 pieces of what they're calling fuzzy fleece, and it's in the silky red color, fuzzy fleece, 8x9 pieces for his hat. And then we're going to use 3 7x7 pieces of the felt in sandstone for the nose and the hands. And we're going to use a 4.5 by 5.5 white beard. And for the pattern fleece, we're going to use a 2 8x8 pieces of the pattern fleece to make the toy bag right here. He kind of is out of the way there. And we're going to make the pants with 2 8x10 pieces of the same fleece, pattern fleece. So that should be it. And I'm going to move these things out of the way, and we're going to come back and get going on them. So the first thing we're going to do today is to make the hat. And you're going to need that fuzzy fleece, the 2 8x9 pieces to make the hat. Its color is called Silky Red. And we're going to get started with that by turning it right sides in. And then what we want to do is cut it like a Christmas tree all the way up. And the top can be pretty pointed on this one. Just leave it blunt enough right there at the top that we can glue on the pom-pom. So we're going to line this up. And you want to go, I just usually put my hands right in there and line it up like that. You want to take your scissors and just start at the corner. It kind of wants to grab the scissors. Like that, and I can see I'm a little bit need to straighten the bottom of mine a little bit. There. That's your little Christmas tree shape. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and glue along the long parts of the hat. Might want to shake it out a little bit, vacuum it up later, and glue along the long parts of the hat. It's not real easy to do on this fuzzy material, but you can do it. Just stay on the edge. I'm going to do about that far up, and then press it in. I have to move it right away, else it'll glue to my paper that I have here on my table. going to glue right in the top part there. Go right across there. Make sure that's closed up good. So I've got this all set up now. We should be able to turn it right side out. Pretty little hat. Now what we want to do next to it is we want to add its white trim. As you can see, it's how it is on here. We'll go ahead and put a little fiber fill in it. And then what we'll do is we'll just cut off from our Christmas tree skirt. So it was only $1, so it saves us a little bit of money to use it, the fur on it. Just go along and cut that. And then we're going to put it on like this. So we're going to need about maybe a foot of this. So I've got the trim all off the skirt, and we just ended up pulling the thread right out of that. So it'll be a nice clean white piece. All the way around was easier than trimming it in the end. Which the first one I did trim the whole thing. So anyways, we want to take it and just fold it right in half. Fold your piece right in half. You measure it around your hat and get your right size. And then you take it and fold it in half. Like that. And take your half, put it right in the middle of the front of the hat, which is, you want to make sure your seams are on the side. Put it right in the middle of the front of the hat, and then fold it back and apply some glue and get that front piece glued on. You don't want any of the little red fuzzy sticking out right there when you go around the hat. Try to glue it far enough down that you don't have red coming out this one side. So I've got that front, there's some glue on the front, and I'm just going to work my way around. And put this piece on the hat. I'm putting the raw edge to the top because it'll blend in well with the fuzzy fur. And the smooth edge to the bottom, that's going to go right on the nose. If you do end up with a little bit of red showing. You can always trim that off when you're done. Now I'm on the back side. I cut it a little bit long, make sure I had enough. I didn't want to pull it tight. Actually, right there is about all we want. I'm going to let that hat set up a little bit more, and then we'll flip it and put the pom-pom on the top. Now we'll just glue the pom-pom on the top, and except for the glitter that we're going to do in a little while, the hat will be finished. I just put a little glue on one side of the pom-pom, and I'm holding it down to let it set up on there. The next thing we're going to do is make the toy bag. And that's going to look like this. There's a little toy bag next to him. And we're going to use 2 8x8 pieces of the fleece, the same color as the pants. And we're going to, it's the same on both sides, so we're going to glue all 3 sides and leave the top open. Bottom and the 2 sides, and leave the top open. I'm going to start getting that glued just like this, both sides and the bottom, and I'll be right back with you. So then, once you get the 3 sides glued and you don't feel any heat anymore from them, you want to fold down the top probably about 1 inch. And you want to take some of your twine, and leaving enough out to tie a bow, you want to put it up inside all the way around. Just make sure it's up high inside so it doesn't get glued. And then flip off your twine. You got about 10 inches, 12 inches there to tie your bow. They both come out the end. So now you want to go around and you want to glue down your little flap of material, always making sure that the twine is up high. So you just want to glue that down. Leave about a 1/2 inch on this end. I'll do a little bit more right here, just to reinforce it a little bit. And I need that to set up. I need to give it a couple minutes to set up. Should look like this when you get it to that stage. So I'll be right back with you. So it's all set up now. We're going to go ahead and turn it the right side out. I'm pulling the corners out. And then you want to put some stuffing in it. I could have wrote the word toys on it before I put the stuffing in it, but I didn't. So we'll do it now. You want to take a dark blue marker or a black marker, permanent marker, and just write toys. There you go. And then you want to take and you have your stuffing in your toy bag. You just want to pull your twine. Get it all ruffled up like that, and put a little bit tighter, I think. And put a bow in the top. For your toy bag. And that's just to set beside him. I think we'll bring those down a little bit. Set beside him when you get him all set up. So the next thing I want to do is to make his body with these wonderful socks that we got from Kohl's that are made by Gold Toe, and they're called the Lodge Collection. Now, you might not be able to find these exact socks, but you're looking for some nice looking socks because this is what's going to show on his arms and the back of him on the top. This is his shirt, his sweater, is this socks here. And then these are going to be his boots and his legs, the gray pair. So you want a nice looking pattern. Now for his body, I'm going to cut across the heel. We'll go across the top here. We want to make sure that it's a long enough body, but not too short of arms. These are pretty long socks, so there's not too much worry. So we'll give them right about there. I just cut about an inch above the heel and left that much sock for the arms, 9 inches. And this part of the sock, the top of the sock, will be the cuffs of his sleeves. So we'll set these aside till we're ready to make his arms. So all we need is one of these bottom pieces for his body. There's no need to double up. And we want to put some flat marbles in the bottom. There's not flat marbles in the bottom of his boots on this gnome. The only flat marbles that we have are in the bottom of his body. So I put quite a few in there. And then you want to fill it up with your polyester fiber fill. So I've got my sock filled with the polyester fiber fill. I measured it, measures about where the rubber band's going to be to the bottom, about 9.5 inches, which is plenty big. And we want to put our rubber band at the top. And then I'm going to make his nose and his hands. I've got some sandstone felt over here. That's the color I chose to do his hands and his nose. And they're all made the same with the 7x7 piece of felt. And I'll show you how the nose is made, and you just make the hands the same way. You just want to put that right in the middle of your felt and use your thumb to push it up. Get up a rubber band and go around. If it's too big for you, just go a little higher with your rubber band. And that's how you get your nose. You want to cut off the extra. And then he glues on right here. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Maybe 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch on the stub there. And then we're going to glue on the nose. Right against the rubber band here. I've got the glue on the nose there. We're just going to put it right in there like that. And I'm going to hold it and let it set up. And then I'm going to make the hands, which is the same way I made the nose, and then I'll be right back with you. We've got the hands made. The next thing I want to do is put a little blush on his nose, just a very little bit. About like that. And then we're going to make his legs. What we want to do is take the second pair of socks that we got, the solid color pair, and we want to cut off right above the heel, maybe a ½ inch or so above the heel. We want to save these two pieces for the boots. We're going to make the boots out of the top of the socks in this case. So we want to take and we want to flatten out the socks. I'm not going to put any stones or marbles or anything in the bottom of the socks on this one. We're just going to go ahead and put some polyester fiber fill in there. And then what we want to do is, we got that in there about like that. We want to tunnel down in the sock, tunnel down through the fiber fill. And so you can put your roller. This is your roller from the Dollar Tree that you get in a pack of 6. And put that in there. And then you want to take your rubber bands and do up the top. And then do an area right down to the bottom where that gold toe is. This part of the leg will actually put inside the boot. It will be glued inside the boot. And then I'm going to put one more rubber band in the middle. That's to hold the roller in place more than anything else. We just want to have this all stay together. So that's one leg. And then I'm going to do another leg. So get it all done, and I realized I didn't put the roller in the second sock. This is just not my day, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to put the roller in I might have to loosen up this rubber band. See what I have to go through to get this roller in now. It's going. It's in. So what we want to do is we want to fasten it at the top. You notice the whole time I'm keeping the gold toes out. They're the front of the legs, just to kind of keep myself oriented as to what's going on here. On regular socks, I keep the seams showing out. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to glue the legs to the bottom of the body. So we just want to put them like that. We're going to put the body right on the top. We don't have to worry about if something sticks out on the sides because we're going to have pants on this. No. So let's put some glue on the rubber bands. Right in that area. On both sides. And then put the body right on top of that. I just like to show you that I'm about halfway setting up the legs on the body, but I want to go back and I want to put a little dab of glue right about there and right about there, and then set it back up again and let that set up with the bottom. I just wanted to show you that, so I'll be right back. So next we're going to make the pants, and we're going to get out our two 8x10 pieces of fleece that match the toy bag fleece. What we want to do is glue the fleece on both the long ends, the 10-inch sides is what I'm talking about. 10-inch sides. Leave the 8-inch ends open and glue the 10-inch sides together. So you just want to run your glue bead along the edge about 1/4 of an inch in. And just lay that right on there. Press it down good, and then while that sets up, you can do the other side. And I'm going to do that right now so that I get some more glue. So we've got this all set up for the pants. It's got glued on both of the 10-inch sides, and we're going to bring it back out, the right side's back out. So this we'll put over the body. Just slide it right down onto the body. This is why we don't do the arms yet. Get that right down in there. See, the boots are going to come up to here, so we want that pants kind of long there. I'll take a piece of twine. Don't want to disturb our toy bags. And tie it around the waist. And we'll also glue this area on the waist on both front and back. So you want to take your hand and figure out a straight line there between, and just want to take and hold both of the pieces of fleece and cut down the middle there. A little bit more. And then what you want to do is a little bit more on the bottom here. I'm sorry about that. And this what you want to do is take your pink clips and you want to take the corners and clip them together and go all the way around, clipping them together, making sure your corners are meet right nice together. Like that. You get them all clipped up, and then you just want to start gluing and glue all the way around the inseam and let it set up. So we'll get started here. These clips come from the Craft Square from the Dollar Tree. Their special craft section that they have, and you can get 6 of them for $1. I think is what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and glue this top part here. And I don't know what I would do without them. My girlfriend sent them to me. I didn't even have any, and she sent them to me, and it's really made a big help to have these pink clips. I guess it's made me be able to make things I couldn't have made before. So the pants are all set up. I've got them tied with twine, but I'm going to also put some glue, a couple things of glue right there behind where I tied his bow, and then on the back right in the middle. some glue underneath that twine. So what we want to do now is we want to make the boots that go over the feet. I took the tops of the second pair of socks that we had and I turn them inside out. And then is what you want to do is take a rubber band and put the rough end together, the raw end together, and use a rubber band and fasten it. Like that. I'm trying to get how it's going to ruffle out to be even. That's what I'm doing. So you want to do the other side. I'm going to trim them up a little bit. And then you want to turn them back the right way out. Like that. And then you want to put a little bit of the fiber fill in them. That looks about even. And then is what you want to do is you want to put your sock right over the top of that foot, the gold toe, and then trying to leave your fiber fill in there. You fold it back down. And you do the same thing with the other foot. And then you want to take and put your twine around them to tie them on. Now this is going to be covered up with the fur, this top piece of twine. Tie those on good. And then what you want to do is take your twine and you want to glue it down the middle of the boot. So you want to measure off a piece and then glue it down the middle by putting the glue right on the twine. And then you want to take 3 pieces of twine and go across like this and clip those off. And then you just want to do the same thing with them. Then I have these star emblem type little things that also my girlfriend sent me that I'm using on the ends of the laces on all the ends, so I'm going to put those on. After you get the stars glued on the ends of your laces there, you want to take out your white fur that you used on your hat and you want to wrap it around the leg, measuring it. Get your measurement there. And then cut that a piece off for it. And then just fold it in half and get your center. Leave your smooth end down towards the sock and your rough end towards the fleece. Go up, put some glue on your halfway point, about 1 inch across, and you just lay it right on there. And then you just want to glue the sides. Get some more glue here. Glue the sides. And then you want to make sure you have it glued together back here. I'm having a problem with my glue gun at the moment. Put it together back there. Then what you want to do is put your last piece of twine on there to make the bow. And that shoe is done. Except for to put the glitter on. We'll put the glitter on at the end. Got those. I guess I do need to put the bells on. You don't want to forget the bells. I'll put those on right now. Just tie a knot on the end of your jute. Well, I'll try that again. And then just glue your bell right to your knot. We'll do the other side here. So we're ready to do the arms. We're taking the top of the socks that we used to do the body. So he'll have this matching sweater on when we're done. So we want to take the top of the sock and put some fiber fill in it. About like that. Maybe a little bit more at the wrist. I'm gonna do one arm, not in entirety, and then do the other arm. So what we're going to do is you want to fasten the end of the arm right after we put the tube in. The roller, the hair roller from the Dollar Tree. So it makes it a bendable arm. So we put that in there. And then we'll fasten it up. At the top, and then come down here and push in the fiber fill and fasten it up at the bottom. you see the top of the sock becomes the cuff, so you don't have to worry about the hem down here. And that's how you do the arm. I'm going to take out this extra fiber fill. Just to make sure it doesn't show around the hands. And then we're going to put a hand in here. These are the hands that I made earlier when I made the nose. And we're going to glue that right in there by putting glue right around the rubber band area. And then right at the bottom. And just putting it right in there on that roller. Putting the cuff around and holding it and letting it glue. Now I'm going to let this set up. Then I'm going to make the other arm just like I just made this one. And then I'll be back to glue them on. So I've got the second arm made. And I need to put twine around the wrists. And I also have a little bead to go, little flower bead to go on the wrist. And I want to make sure I bent my arms how they're going to be glued on, because I wanted to make sure I had the red stripes lined up so that when they go on, they'll look like that. They won't be mismatched. So also I trimmed off the little bit of the fabric at the top here. We don't have a lot of room for a lot of that fabric, so trim that off a little bit. Oh, that's how the arms are going to go. But I want to put a little bit of twine on the wrists to cover up the rubber band. Cut that short. So then we're going to put those little flower beads on here. They match the little star beads on the shoes. So then we're going to glue these on, bend them on shape a little bit so you get them glued on with the red stripe right. Or whatever pattern you may be trying to glue on right. And then you just want to take them and get all this stuff off here and glue them right halfway across on the back of the little stub. So you put your glue on about like that. That's quite a bit of glue. And put it halfway across with your red stripe showing right there. Okay, so the arms are glued on. He's all ready for his beard. And I've got his 4.5 inch wide by 5.5 inch long beard cut here in white. So we're going to get that put on. We want to take it and fold it in half like that, and then cut a slit in the top of it going down about 1 inch. And then you just want to fit it up underneath the nose like that. Get everything out of the way here. What we're going to do is we're going to glue it right into place there towards the stub. While that's setting up, I'll play around with his mustache here. There's one other thing I usually do with the beard so it's not so square looking at the bottom. And I take the bottom corner inside there and put a little glue on there like a V shape, and then I just fold that up on both sides. Round it out a little bit more. Then what you want to do is you want to use a little firm hairspray to hold your mustache in place. And really, I think I'm going to let that dry for a minute or so, and then we'll put the hat on. So what we want to do next, now that we have the beard dried, should stay looking good, is put on the hat that we made earlier. And is what we want to do is take and put some glue on the back of the nose. And make sure that you got the sides of the hat to the outside. And then just set it on there. Let that set up for a minute or two. And then we'll do glue on the sides. Between the hat and the top of the arm, we want to put some glue there too. See if I can get this side. wanted to tell you was to make sure to glue his hat down in the back. I was letting everything set up, and then I turned it around to do the back. We're going to let that set up, and then we'll be back to finish him up. So is what we need to do next, now that we've got the hat all glued on, is to put on these little candy patches that I got. They came from Dollar Tree, and we have a patch on this leg and a patch on this leg because he's actually sitting in a sleigh passing out candy, so we got some candy on him. And then he has a list and a pencil. He's working on his list of toys to give out. We're going to bend his arms in a little bit. He's made to sit and lean up against, like on your fireplace or something like that. He measures about 25 inches. So, to set him on a fireplace or set him someplace where he's going to be able to sit. Maybe set him where his legs can hang off. He's got the bendable legs. But what we want to do is we want to make his list out of that 4x6 piece of felt, tan felt. You want to roll it up and then glue it at the edge. And then you want to take your red marker, which I see has left the table. You have the missing red marker. And you just want to take your red marker and you want to write list on it. I've got it going straight up in the air. I went over everything twice on that. Get it dark enough. And then we want to glue it to this hand so you can see the word list. So right about down here. He's got his list. I'm gonna let that set up, I guess, and I'll be right back with you. What we want to do next is the glitter. And so what I do with the glitter is I take a little glue and put it in the middle of my work area. And just put some glue on the cuffs of the boots. And sprinkle it with a pinch of the glitter, the Crystal Frost glitter from Joann's. Tap that down a little bit, and we'll do the other side. Now we're going to do his hat. I think that's what I'll do, is lay him down to do his hat, avoiding my glue spot. Well, get him laid down. And we just want to need a little bit more glue. We just want to put some glue. I've got it just across the front of his hat. That should be good. Well, the last thing that we have to do is the pencil that he's using to go over his list. And On the original Nicky Jingles up here, I used a short pencil, and I used a gold leafing pen to go over the pencil, so it didn't look, so it looked a little bit more festive. And so I couldn't find another short pencil like that, to tell you the truth. So I found a blending tool for when I draw. I have these blending tools, and I had one just the right size to be his pencil. So I decided that would work perfectly. And so I'm just going to take my gold leafing pen and go over the blending tool. Just to give it some highlights. You don't have to do it solid. Just any type of gold paint that you have. And that's what we want to do, is just glue it right to his hand. I'm going to take the side out that I've got the most paint on, and glue it right to his hand. I'm going to hold that for a minute. And that is it. Now on the next video, we're going to announce the winners of the Pot of Gold packages. There's going to be 4 winners, and we'll announce them and do another gnome. It'll be a great time. So thanks for coming today and joining us. I appreciate it. If you like the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot.